conference that they're going to be hosting. Although they're not really having a traditional press conference, they're doing another Nintendo Direct for E3 instead of actually going there and hosting a proper press conference. But oh, come on, dang it. Okay, so it looks like this is gonna be split up into multiple videos, like the other ones have been. That sucks. That really sucks. But it is what it is. If I have to add them separately to the playlist, I will. But anyway, so I'm gonna be doing a reaction to the Nintendo E3 press conference for this year, and so I like I did last year, and so basically what I asked people to vote on was what they expected from it, and so currently there's 55% that are saying anything. Some people really want a Metroid Prime 4 update, which I really agree with. I really think they need to give us at least some kind of an update, because the development was scrapped. From Bandai Namco, and so they're starting all over again with Retro Studios, and apparently they gave Nintendo a prototype for Prime 4, and apparently they really liked it. Although I really don't understand why they didn't just go with Retro in the first place, because they made the original Prime trilogy, so it makes the most sense. But whatever. And then 9% say they want a Breath of the Wild sequel update, because apparently the next mainline 3D Zelda is apparently going to be a Breath of the Wild sequel, kind of like how Majora's Mask was to Ocarina back in the day. So I don't really I hope they at least give us some news on that. Just so, we can know for a fact whether or not it's a sequel or if these are just rumors milling around. And then about 27% says they're not going to watch it. So that's kind of discouraging, but anyway. Oh, sweet, David, 5 days until your birthday. That's awesome, man. Happy early birthday. And then this last thing that I wanted to show you guys before we get into the document was this. So I asked you guys on Twitter what type of content you wanted to see more of on my channel, because the main reason why it was because, so for those of you who don't know, who are new to the channel, I review anime regularly, and the problem is those videos take a long time to produce. I think the last Yu-Gi-Oh video I did took about a month to produce. But and normally what I normally do is I put some Nintendo gameplay up, like I'd been doing Smash Bros Ultimate and stuff like that, and I just wanted to get a sense of what type of content you guys wanted to see more of. And just stuff like that. So if you guys could go and vote on here, that's fine. That'd be great. But in terms of the Nintendo gameplay, I'm still trying to iron out those kinks with OBS. I haven't been able to lately because the semester was winding up and I was under some serious pressure. But now that the semester is over and summer is about to begin, I can actually take the time to iron out those kinks. How about some music reviews? Maybe play the guitar. Well, I do play the acoustic guitar, so I'm not good at it by any means. But I could probably do that. I could maybe do that, but that'd be, because the entire goal behind the whole purpose behind the gameplay or the guitar videos or whatever I decide to do is to give regular watchers of this channel something to watch in between the review segments, because like I said, the review segments can take anywhere from a month to a few months depending on how much pressure I'm under and what's going on, as well as just the length of the arc that I'm watching. But I was able to launch straight into part 4 of the ceremonial battle because, well, for one thing, I was on a roll, but the other reason why is because it's only 4 episodes. And I was about halfway through the battle in part 2. Part 3 was mainly just a character study of Seto Kaiba. So which I think a lot of people would really like to see, and I mean, you don't really see a lot of those on YouTube. You don't really see a lot of channels going in depth on certain characters from anime series. I mean, the closest I can think of would have to be TGS Anime's character profiles, which I highly recommend you guys check out his channel if you're Yu-Gi-Oh fans. Because his character profile videos are excellent. They are really good. They're really well produced and they're well done. So TGS, there's your shout out if you happen to be watching this. But anyway, so let's go on ahead and get into this proper. So, okay, so I'm leaving a link to this document in the description below, so that you guys can pull it up if you happen to be watching from a computer or something like that. But before we do that, I need to practice to review music. That way I can help Hirohei once he starts his website. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. What is Hiro going into the music business? I didn't realize. I mean, him and I don't really talk that often, so. But anyway, so let's go on ahead and just begin this document. And as you guys can see, it is quite the beefy one. It's over 40 pages long, so it's a good thing we got a couple of hours. So anyway, that's another thing that I was doing too, was I was kind of I was keeping an eye on the clock at the gym, constantly checking what time it was, because I got there at around 7, and I got a good hour in. I got a good hour 15 minutes in, so it wasn't that bad. But yeah, so before we begin this, some updates regarding the case. So Jamie Marchi, as you all know, was finally served. She was finally served. She posted a photo on her Twitter page, or is it her Instagram page? I don't really remember. But she posted a photo of the suit documents. Literally, I think they like taped them to her door or something like that. Like they really went all out. They really went all out, and they wanted to make sure that she knew, hey, this is actually happening. And but ever since then, she keeps trolling people. She keeps trolling them and saying that they served the wrong house, various things of that nature. And so, I mean, this is completely ridiculous behavior that she's doing, if you ask me. Because the thing is, okay, granted, this isn't a criminal case. If it was a criminal case, there would be different precedents. But because this is a civil case, default judgment is a major deal. Because, again, if she doesn't show up to the deposition hearing, that's an automatic win for Vic as far as she is concerned. Monica and Ron, though, are going to be a little more difficult. Probably just because they've actually they're actually willing to go through with it. But I mean, I'm really curious to read the deposition documents if they're ever actually sent out, because as far as I know, the deposition is supposed to be happening either today or tomorrow over there, or something like that. I might be wrong about that, but the last I heard, it was scheduled for the 31st or something like that. So sometime this month, or maybe it's next month. I don't exactly remember. But maybe this document will clear that up for us. But anyway, so... Oh, okay, so Hiro's starting a news website. That's cool, that's cool. Maybe, you know what would be funny is if he went in with Lost Paws, and they collaborated together on a website. They collaborated together on a gaming news website, or something like that. That'd be cool. Because Lost Paws, I think he dabbles in more gaming related stuff. I don't really know what Hiro's foray is. I mean, I discovered him via the situation, so I don't really know what his regular content is. But professional journalism is kind of dead. That's true. That is true. It is kind of dead. It is kind of dead, especially the yeah. But it is kind of dead because I mean I spent, let me think, when I was at my junior college, I spent about a year and a half working on the student paper there, and let me just tell you, there was a severe lack of organization, with that program, and so organization. Pardon me. Organization is pretty much key to anything that you're trying to do, and that's part of the reason why it's almost dead at this point. But she must think that life is a joke. yeah, she, I guess. Hashtag Moron. Real equals evil. Yeah, pretty much. Also, something I just noticed, I might be late to the game, but if you unscramble her name, her last name literally means liar. Literally spells liar. So it's, that's kind of a funny situation. Yeah, that would be cool. Okay, so let's go on ahead and get into this proper. So, to the Honorable Judge of said court, now come defendants Monica Rial and Ronald Soye. I refuse to call him Toye in this document just because it's funnier to say Soye. Defendants herein and file this response to a motion to quash an entry of confidentiality and protective orders and motion to compel and show the following. As shown below, defendants' counsel contacted plaintiff's counsel to arrange a mutually convenient time and place for the deposition. We pretty much already knew that. They were basically they were trying to get a meeting set up between the two parties, to have this hearing. But so this is all kind of old. This is all kind of old news. But eventually, plaintiff did cancel the deposition using made-up excuses. Worse, plaintiff files an unsupported haphazard motion to avoid the deposition and running up thousands of dollars of attorney's fees and expenses. The following timeline depicts why plaintiff's actions here are obstructive and wasteful. Okay, so this must be from the problem is I'm not really sure who this is from yet. So I'm assuming this is from Ty, but I don't really know. Hashtag boy Toye, nice. Eventually, plaintiff did cancel the deposition with made-up excuses. Oh, okay. These were, I guess this is between, the two attorneys. So anyway. On Thursday, April 25th, in accordance with Texas R Civil Proceeding 21A and 21A and 21... But anyway. Okay. Defendant served plaintiff with a notice of deposition and a request for documents for Mr. Mignogna's deposition to occur on May 30th in the plaintiff's counsel's office in Tyler, Texas. Tyler, Texas, nice. Funny story. I actually have a friend named Tyler who's actually from there, who's actually from Texas. So that's kind of funny. But anyway, don't know what part though. But anyway, it would have been hilarious if he'd been from Tyler, Texas. Tyler from Tyler, Texas. Oh my gosh. Shout out, love you, buddy, if you're watching this video. Oh my gosh, that's just a funny situation. Defendants offered to work with plaintiff's schedule in order to conduct the deposition at a time that was convenient for the plaintiff. So in other words, they're just trying to come up with a time that's convenient for both parties, to be at this hearing. Plaintiff's email acknowledged receipt of the deposition notice and stated, "I received your notices for deposition. I think that May 30th is fine with me. It's fine with us. I need to confirm one item though. If you don't hear from me by 8 a.m. tomorrow, assume that we're good. I would also like to depose Monica Rial on the 31st at your office and Ron on June 3rd at your office. Are those dates good for you and your clients?" On Friday, April 26, 2019, at 5:11 p.m., the plaintiff's email stated, Hey Casey, I had to deal with a serious emergency, so I wasn't able to confirm the deposition dates. Were you able to confirm the proposed dates for your clients? Ty. On Friday, April 26th at 5:26, defendants responded with when 8 a.m. came and went, I directed my staff to arrange for the court reporter and videographer. So they're set up for the 30th. If that now needs to change then we need to leave May 31st and June 3rd open because your client's depositions will be first before mine. However, I am visiting with the clients to firm up dates for you. But for me to do that, I need your client to commit to May 30th or as close as possible to May 30th. May 30th is fine for Mr. Mignogna's deposition. We can't do June 3rd and 4th, so I'll find other dates. Plaintiffs inexplicably served depositions notices for defendants' depositions to occur on May 15th in the plaintiff's counsel's Tyler, Texas office. Scheduling the depositions in Tyler, Texas violates local rule 311. And why would that be? Why does it violate it? Why? I don't really understand. Okay. Mr. Beard, I received the deposition notices just now for Monica Rial and Ron Soye to occur on May 15th. Maybe I'm confused, but you heard me say we will depose Mr. Mignogna first. And in your last email, you indicated you were going to review your calendar and advise of other possible dates after Oregon Iron, blah blah blah. Now, despite these recent emails to each other, you unilaterally noticed my client's depositions for May 15th, without once asking whether we were available or not. I have a deposition that day and a matter pending in Dallas District Court, and my clients are not available either. I am also confused why you include the request for documents, knowing you did not allow third party 30 days to respond. Even if we could appear for deposition on the 15th, which we cannot, I would not provide documents as the requests are untimely and served in violation of the rules. The rules. I would like to continue working with each other and will assume that this was an oversight by your office. In that spirit, I kindly ask that you withdraw your notices for depositions. If not, I will file the appropriate motion with the court on Monday. Subpoena were indeed inadvertently attached to the notices. Please disregard them. Complaint regarding... Can't they just use basic English? I mean, what the heck? Why do you have to use all this legalese? But anyway, on Friday, May 15th, defendants provide dates for their depositions to occur: June 11th, June 5th, June 11th, June 12th, June 21st, and June 24th to the 28th. As of the date of this filing, the plaintiff has yet to notice the defendant's depositions of any of the dates provided. Later that same day, the plaintiff served a letter now claiming the plaintiff is not available on the 30th, and files his motion to quash and for entry of confidentiality agreement and protective orders in a letter claiming plaintiff is not available on the 30th, but fails to provide any reason why. All settled. The plaintiff also agreed to have his deposition first. While there is no procedural rule that touches on this directly, an insightful order comes from the 95th District Court, Dallas County, Texas. This order specifically discusses the right of a defendant to take a deposition of the plaintiff first, and the court confirms that defendant does have such a right. Accordingly, defendants request to take plaintiff's deposition first. So basically, what Monica and Ron's attorney wants to do is he wants to get to Vic first. He wants to, question him first on all of this stuff, pretty much before the hearing even begins. At least that's what I'm getting from this. But I don't know. But anyway, a party seeking to avoid discovery must show a particularly specific and demonstrable injury by facts sufficient to justify a protective order. So this is basically saying that in order to say, hey, this evidence is protected or something like that, you have to have evidence to support those facts. So, I don't really think that's important. Plaintiff does not provide any evidence to support a confidentiality / protective order. Protective order. So basically, what they're doing here is they're pretty much looks like they're slandering Ty. Sounds like they're or libeling Ty, I guess. But motion to compel deposition of the plaintiff. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. So anyway, the purpose of discovery is to seek the truth so that disputes may be decided by what facts are revealed, not by what facts are concealed. A party may seek discovery of any matter that is relevant to the subject matter and proportional to the needs of the case. Discovery can include evidence that may be inadmissible as long as it appears reasonably calculated to lead to the discovery of admissible evidence. When a party serves objections or claims of privilege to a discovery request or files a motion to quash or a motion for protective order, the party seeking discovery can either move for a hearing on the objections or file a motion to compel production. Hashtag fear the beard. Hashtag grow a beard support Vic. Nice. I like that. The request for the deposition of plaintiff Vic Mignogna was timely served, and his testimony and documentary evidence are relevant to his claims. Plaintiff does not provide any justifiable reason or evidence which would warrant unilaterally canceling the deposition. Defendants therefore seek an order compelling plaintiff to appear. So basically, they I guess Vic couldn't appear today there or something like that. I mean, for what reason I don't really know, but I mean, I'm sure he has a good reason for it. But I mean, so basically, what they want to do is they want him to show up. They want him to show up even though he can't for whatever reason. So, you know, just keep going after the guy. Jeez. But anyway, they just keep going after the guy. Plaintiff's deliberate attempts to avoid a properly noticed sanction could rise to the level of sanctions. Certainly, filing a motion that includes only unsupported conclusory allegations should give rise to sanctions. In the future, this type of motion could support the entry of sanctions rather than the granting of relief. Defendants timely serve their notice of deposition and request for documents. Despite agreeing to the date and time for the plaintiff's deposition, the plaintiff decides he does not want to be deposed, but fails to provide any evidence in support of his motion to quash or request for protective order. Defendants request the court deny plaintiff's motion in its entirety and order plaintiff's deposition to be conducted with 5 days of the order, subject to being held in contempt if the plaintiff disobeys the order. Last, defendants request that the court award reasonable expenses incurred in opposing plaintiff's motion. So basically, they want money for what they're doing. So this entire thing here, this entire section was from Ron and Monica's lawyer. So. Actually, wait, no. This entire document is from them, I think. Yeah, Casey right there. There we go. Exhibit B. Exhibit A, my bad. So basically, this is what they want from their side. For their side, all communications about your claims made in this lawsuit, all documents supporting your claim of defamation. Well, they have 400 defamatory tweets, so I'd love to see the look on Casey's face when he's forced to read all of them. But anyway, I mean, the thing is, just the 400 defamatory tweets alone sinks the ship that Monica and Soye are struggling to sail in. Because I mean, you can't make this stuff up even if you tried. You couldn't make it up even if you tried. Oh my gosh. All documents and communications relating to the investigation referenced on the February 31st, 2019 tweet posted to @Funimation. And communications are referring plaintiff or defendants from June 1st, 2017 to the present. So basically, they want to do their own discovery process. They're basically saying that it's their turn for discovery. At least that's what I'm getting from this. Okay, so sent an email and identical facts and demanding that I immediately respond to various issues by noon today. In doing so, I will necessarily need to correct several misstatements you have made in your correspondence. In that regard, I turn to the following. On Thursday, April 25th, I e-served a cover letter and deposition notice for Mr. Mignogna's deposition to occur on May 30th in your Tyler, Texas office. I examined the reason I included the deposition notice and at the same time stated I would work with you to schedule the deposition. On Thursday, April 25th at 2:57 p.m., your email acknowledged receipt of the deposition notice and request for documents and stated, I received your... Okay, so this is basically just stuff we've already read. Let's see. Okay, so this is where it continues. On Tuesday, May 7th at 4:08 p.m., having not received a response to my request to withdraw the deposition notices, I was forced to file a motion to quash and motion for a protective order, in addition to preparing objections to the 44 document requests you claimed were mistakenly included. For obvious reasons, without an executed Rule 11 agreement, I can't reply on your comment to disregard them. Still, in our motion, I requested you provide dates after June 3rd or June 4th, as indicated in your May 2nd email. Tie equals justice. Yeah. Justice for the bearded ones. This stuff might taste awful, but it fills you up really quickly. It fills you up really quickly. But anyway, so let's see. Beard is power. Yeah, pretty much. I believe it is now clear that I did confer with you about your client's availability, and you agreed twice to the May 30th deposition. On April 25th, I did ask for Mr. Mignogna's deposition on May 30th to occur in your office, and the accompanying document requests were served in compliance with basically that ruling. That same day, you agreed to this date and said to move forward with scheduling if I did not hear from you by 8 a.m. the following day. Because I did not hear from you, I scheduled the deposition. The next day, you claimed there was an emergency that prevented confirmation and asked for my client's availability. I advised we should wait for you to confirm a new date and leave May 31st and June 3rd open if Mr. Mignogna's deposition needed to be rescheduled. I added that Mr. Mignogna needed to commit to May 30th or a date as close as possible to May 30th before we would know what alternatives would be open for my clients. I did not hear from you until May 2nd, and because the deadline to automatically stay the deposition by motion had passed, understandably assumed May 30th was confirmed. Even so, on May 2nd, you confirmed May 30th for Mr. Mignogna's deposition and advised June 3rd and 4th were not available for you to take my client's depositions and said you would find new dates. You still haven't provided alternative dates for after June 3rd or 4th on which you wanted to depose my clients. Next day. So basically, basically all this has been so far is just a massive timeline. It's just been a massive timeline. Okay, so this is basically when Mon yeah. This is when Mon Sial will be available. For their deposition hearing. But June 5th, June 11th, June 12th, 21st, and the 24th to the 28th. Mr. Mignogna will not be available to be deposed on May 30th, 2019, so we'll need to reschedule. To avoid inconveniencing you and your clients, we're willing to enter into a Rule 11 agreement to file to file an agreed order extending your TCPA filing deadline by the number of days between May 30th and the date he will be available. I will advise you later as to his availability in June, schedule subject to our pending motions, of course. And since you and your client will now be available on the 30th, we will schedule the hearing on that date. Please feel free to call me if you want to discuss this further. So, okay, what the heck is this? I don't understand why this is part of this. I mean, this is basically another court document inside of another court document. Kind of weird. Okay, so what the heck? You're submitting an article, but oh great, and of course they're lambasting Nick. So Nick Rekieta has long hosted live streams on YouTube with the aim of analyzing ongoing legal cases, offering both explanations of the ongoing litigation and possible strategies that could be used by the involved attorneys. These legal strategies are largely conjecture by Nick. However, time and time again, he has been proven correct in his legal opinions as those cases reach their conclusions. It was in this capacity that Nick was exposed to the ongoing drama that Vic Mignogna has been facing on his own, and Nick's legal calling prompted him to take action. After organizing Vic's GoFundMe and managing a 100K goal, which was reached within 15 days, Nick became even more exposed to those terrorist tactics that the SJWs employ to destroy their enemies. Okay, so this must be a positive article then, I guess. But Nick would not be the only normie that would learn these tactics firsthand. Vic's attorneys Beard, Harris, Bullock, and Hughes would also be exposed. Those of us that have dealt with SJWs both directly and indirectly are used to seeing their handiwork and tactics in brazen display. But that was not the case with Mr. Ty Beard, an attorney working out of Tyler, Texas. His online presence was non-existent by his own admission prior to taking on this case. The internet can be a harsh, cruel, and unforgiving place for people like that. For a second, I feared for Mr. Beard's sanity. When I learned that the autistic force of the internet, located within Kiwi Farms, was openly sourcing the internet for information to provide him, my fears increased for a second. For the first time ever, I witnessed a true act of chivalry within the barren landscape of the internet. Kiwi Farms user actively warned Mr. Beard of what areas to actively avoid within the site. Ty has made 3 appearances in Nick's live streams. Each of those appearances has been drastically different from one another. Viewers can see the disgust that this normie is experiencing as he is exposed to this form of terror that is SJWs. Nice picture. Ty appeared to be surprised at how effective the SJW tactics have proven so far. His commentary on how these parasites have been able to influence and affect people's lives over perceived crimes is a great reflection on the public's reactions to it. Ty dismissed the comparison of SJW tactics to the Salem witch trials by saying that at least those accused of witchcraft in such an arcane time received a trial in front of a judge. He also remarked at how SJWs drove such an intense amount of pressure on business owners that they would inevitably succumb to the pressure in order to receive some peace. This further echoes previous complaints made by Richard Meyer and has sabotaged business relations, as well as the multitude of attacks leveled against alternate comics. Ty brought an outsider's perspective to this ongoing SJW infection, and accurately identified not just the problem, but the solutions needed to successfully combat this invasion. Both Nick and Ty reached out to the fans and asked them to support a convention currently undergoing their own SJW swarm, along with other suspected criminal activities. This convention, strengthened by the overwhelming fan support, took a stand against the SJW tactics and drove the first wound on their narrative. Oh yeah, and this is where Dominique Sky was kicked out of CommandCon. That's a really cool picture. That's a really cool picture. Meanwhile, Nick's professional behavior has taken some small attacks from the same parasites. As attorneys, Nick and Ty are both held to high standards of behavior in their practices by distinctly different governing professional ethics boards. Nick has received 2 terrorist attacks in the form of ethics complaints from separate SJWs. Risking both financial and criminal consequences, the terrorists have tried to bully Nick into silence from their ill-conceived actions. Yeah, there's Nick right there. But it would be Ty's outsider wisdom that would continue to add a level of calm into the situation. He remarked at how social media has become such a powerful weapon, thanks to the SJWs, and that it should be a weapon to be used against them. Crowdfunding is a game changer. Ty remarked, adding that this fan-supported tool would allow people like Vic to seek justice for the crimes committed against them. Due to the ever-increasing list of offenders, from busybodies to convention coordinators, Nick has changed the GoFundMe's overall goals. As Nick has said on multiple occasions, justice moves at a deliberate pace until it becomes an avalanche. With more SJWs willing to throw themselves as sacrificial lambs, this avalanche will surely be fruitful. SJWs have controlled the narrative long enough. Their lives have twisted and turned joyful pastimes into another chore. Bad people ruin good things. Fandoms are severed and destroyed left and right. Large companies are dying. Nostalgic memories are being poisoned. Childless weirdos are being trusted with providing healthy entertainment for the future generations. We have carried our share of the blame for this infestation long enough. Vic represents our brothers, our sons, our fathers, and our friends. He needs us, and we will be there for him. For all of them like him that have witnessed as their lives are destroyed by people who are little more than oxygen wasters. Pretty much. This situation will hopefully lay out a blueprint that can be used in the future, as more fandoms are born from the ashes of those that have succumbed to the SJW plague. And then, there's a link to the GoFundMe. That was nice. What? I guess that, oh, okay, that's a link to Nick's YouTube channel. Why would you get on somebody for selling merchandise? That's just stupid. Okay, so I guess that's the end of it. That's the end of the doc. So yeah, the majority of it was just a really big timeline. It was just a really big timeline of stuff that's happened. But okay, so I mean, I don't really know what's gonna happen here. I don't really know what's gonna happen after this. It's just, I mean, because the thing is, first of all, they wanted Vic to appear at this deposition hearing, and yet they, I'm sure he had a good reason for not showing up. I mean, I don't really know. I don't really know what it is, but I mean, so basically, when points tie out, blah, that's a tongue, which I'm really grateful for. But I just wanted to let you guys know how thankful I am for you guys, because and stuff like that. So just stuff like that. So if you're watching this after the fact, I mean, how do I say this? If you're watching this after the fact, then just support Vic. Support Vic any way you can. Whether it's donating to his GoFundMe, or just sharing it, with people and stuff like that. But yeah, so if you liked this live stream and stuff like that, if you like this live stream, go ahead and go on ahead and subscribe to the channel if you want. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And also, something else I'm not going to be doing is I'm not going to be uploading the full versions of these live streams. Just because, you know, the last video that I rendered, which was a full version of like a 2-hour live stream, it took Vegas like 19 hours to render it, and even then when I uploaded it, the upload failed. So I'm just gonna keep the streams and the streams archived and stuff like that. Gonna add them to the playlist as well. So but yeah, so we're gonna keep fighting this. We're gonna keep going to the very end, and honestly, I mean, the thing is, it seems like, I don't know. It seems like Monica and Ron's attorney is like really, I don't want to say amateurish because that would be insulting, but he might be untested. I mean, I don't really know if he knows exactly what to do, but I mean, the entire document was him basically just screaming at Ty. Was him screaming at Ty and saying, "Why did you change the deposition? Why did you you know, not provide any evidence? Why did you, you know, do all this stuff?" And that's kind of harsh. That's kind of harsh in my opinion. But yeah. So again, if you like this video, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. It does help me out a lot. In some way I don't really understand, but if you like this, if you like this content, feel free to give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. Just, you know, let me know how I can improve. Let me know how I can improve this for the better, so that you guys can enjoy the content more. But yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you guys later. God bless, and catch you later. See ya.